What's up, guys? Welcome to Q&A Mondays. I'm Thad Barnette. Today, we are looking at a specific region of the country. In this episode, we're looking at the Great Plains region. We're talking Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and we're learning a little bit about that market there, the metal roofing market, what types of fabricators, contractors we see in that area, any advice that we have for companies, homeowners, building owners that deal in metal roofing or are looking to get metal roofing. To help me out, I've got Hudson from the Sheffield Metals Denver branch. Thank you very much for being here, Hudson.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So, you deal in this area every single day. So let's talk a little bit about, what type of weather does this area see from the surrounding states that you kind of deal in?
Okay, yeah. So as you can imagine, a lot of snow. That's one of the biggest factors we have, from December onwards through February, March, even April. That tends to contend with us a little bit in getting business done. We also see quite a bit of hail, typically. That ends up driving a lot more business. And for the most part, it's sunny, it's bright, it's easy to work. So I'd say, yeah, sun and hail.
Yeah, and so, as an account manager for Sheffield Metals, you see all the different types of buildings and construction that's going up in your area. So what types of projects do you typically see? What types of construction, specifically metal roofing products, are usually going up and installed in your area?
Yeah, so in my specific area, I have a lot of customers that it's a mix of commercial and residential, like you're going to find pretty much anywhere. I will say I tend to deal with a lot more government specified jobs as well as just standard high-end residential stuff. So we're running into that. It's a lot of standing seam. The 450 snap lock profile is by far the most common product we're working with and selling to our customers.
I also want to know, what type of architectural styles do you see in your area? What range is there as far as styles go?
The only way I know to describe it is Rocky Mountain style. It's a mix of a lot of like river rock, wood tones. A lot of rock and wood mixed with a metal roof. You go up into the mountains, especially, and metal roofing's the king up there. It's a lot of stone, wood, and metal combined.
So let's talk about the contractor and fabricator market, in that Great Plains region. What is that like?
Our market specifically in the Great Plains is very much fabricator driven. We have multiple partners that, fabricate in mass, and they're great to work with, and they end up selling to a lot of the smaller roofing contractors who don't have the equipment themselves.
So let's talk about how Sheffield kind of supports those type of customers in your area specifically.
Okay. Yeah. So as far as, aside from offering obviously the coil and sheets needed to finish the job, we stock full lines of accessories. On the service side, we also offer takeoff assistance as well as technical assistance. One of the benefits we have here in Great Plains and Rocky Mountains is our technical team is mostly based out of Denver. So they're quick to get to anybody in the area who needs that technical assistance. We also have a fully built commercial team to help with specified jobs, substitutions, and anything in that regard.
Yeah, and we have the engineering support to back up all of our panels as well. Can you talk a little bit about how that is important? And when you're talking about snow, wind, hail, and that kind of thing as well.
Oh yeah, it's massively important. And we have cut sheets that are available that any account manager or inside sales rep within Sheffield can provide that specify fire ratings, wind ratings, anything you need technical wise on a panel system. We have that on our engineered panels, and any from commercial jobs that are warranted to even basic residential jobs, that it offers so much clarity and information on the panel itself, and it really helps my customers be that much more accurate and confident in the product they're putting out.
So let's get into a little bit about advice for contractors. Maybe you're looking to start a business in one of those states. Maybe you're looking to grow your business or improve your business. What's some things that you have found and you have seen, make metal roofing contractor, metal roofing fabricator really successful in your area?
Yeah, I think it really comes down to being honest and being hardworking and just kind of being open. The guys that I see that are doing the most business, it's not always because they're the fastest. It's because they're offering that full service and that honesty, and they're being transparent. They obviously, most of the guys have the equipment and they've invested in that. But if you're someone who's trying to get into it, I would really recommend reaching out to us in Denver. We have myself, fully staffed inside sales team that can offer assistance and advice and getting quoting on machines, kind of helping those smaller contractors who might want to grow their metal business become more invested in it and kind of see that pathway to growing to where they want to go.
Yeah, that's a great point. And, is there anything that, you'd like to say to a customer or potential customer that you might deal with on a daily basis?
Yeah, what I want to say to them, and often what I say to, all the guys that I talk to is we're gonna be a customer service first company. We're going to be honest. We're always going to deliver an answer, whether it's one that wants to be heard or doesn't want to be heard. We're going to be honest, transparent, and we're going to do everything in our ability to service you as well as we possibly can.
And from like an end user standpoint, homeowner, building owner, what's some advice that you could give them if they're interested in a metal roof for their building?
Honestly, I would reach out to our office here. We get tons of homeowners that call in and building owners that call in that are curious. They read about metal online and they want to know more about the benefits. And there's a plethora of benefits aside from energy efficiency, the green aspects of metal roofing, and just the longevity of it. So I would tell any of them, if they have any further questions that they want more information on, give us a call in the office and we're more than happy to direct them to a partner of ours in their area that can maybe get a little more specific as far as the pricing and the styles end of it. But don't hesitate to reach out. We're happy to talk to whoever we can.
Awesome. Yeah, let's talk about the availability of metal roofing materials and contractors in your region, because some areas it may not be as accessible. So tell me a little bit about Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, that region.
Honestly, our availability is great. We have a fully staffed purchasing team that keeps us well stocked so that we don't have to often run into issues of not having stuff on the ground to provide. So, right now we're running about a 5 to 7 day production time on coil, 3 days for sheets, and shipping anywhere within Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Wyoming. It's really quick on the shipping end. We have a bunch of freight partners that typically have trucks ready to pick up within a matter of days. So our turnaround time is great, and we're really put a high emphasis on getting things buttoned up, wrapped up, and shipped out as soon as we possibly can.
Awesome. And one other thing I'd like to point out about the Sheffield branch in Denver is there's several of the technical department, WeatherTight Warranty team that's stationed in Denver, are very involved in the Colorado Roofing Association and kind of improving the industry there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I believe 4 or 5 out of the 6 of our technical department are all based in Denver. And they all have been involved with CRA for a very long time. So again, if there's any contractors or, even manufacturers out there that want to know more about us and need some guidance or assistance on details, job information, anything like that, our technical team is always ready to help a customer in need.
All right, Hudson. Well, I really appreciate it. Thanks for joining me today.
Yep. Thank you, Thad.
If you have any questions, comment down below. We'd love to answer them. And check out SheffieldMetals.com. If you're in the Great Plains region, reach out to the branch. We'd love to have a chat with you and talk about your next metal roofing project. Subscribe here to the Metal Roofing channel. As always, I'm Thad Barnette. We'll catch you next time.